Fans shocked as leaks reveal PlayStation believes games will cost around $80 to $100 from 2027. Insomniac Games faced a massive data leak recently, and the public got an insider view of private matters. Some documents have been discovered by them starting an increase in game prices up to the $100 mark by 2027. An increase in prices in gaming had been noticeable after the release of PlayStation 5, which caused debates among consumers. Generational increases in game prices have been a topic of discussion among gamers for a long time. Compared to PS2 generation games, modern titles cost almost $30 to $40 more due to technical upgrades, raising a huge debate among the community on how publishers are overcharging consumers for modern games. This increase in prices for PlayStation games can be blamed on the global market inflation. For instance, games in 2001 cost about $50, which seems cheaper compared to now at first sight. If studied in depth, $50 in the 2000s is equivalent to nearly $90 according to current market standards. Thus, games costing about $70 now prove the fact thus games are cheaper in the current market. Looking at the average annual earning data of U.S. citizens, there has been an increase in wages by 17%, according to Statista, while games have seen a decrease in valuation by 22%, according to current market standards. In the eyes of common folk, the hobby appears to be getting more expensive in the coming years, but in reality, that is not the case, as only a result of market changes. The price increases, the price increase projection from PlayStation has gotten netizens talking, and Sony faced major backlashes. Consumers have started to raise the question of who will pay $100 for just games. Some even claim that gaming has always been an expensive hobby to begin with. Publishers have always received flack for raising game prices, just like PlayStation is facing now. Every time publishers increase the pricing of games, it has always seen public disapproval globally. For instance, Activision faced heavy backlash from fans for its pricing of various editions of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Back in 2013, Rockstar faced a similar predicament for releasing GTA 5 at $60 pricing for PlayStation 3. While PlayStation announced the increase of games prices by $10 for the PS5 console, fans got furious about it. Earlier, the company used to sell its games at the $60 mark till the release of next-gen hardware. The inflated pricing applies towards PlayStation Plus as well, which was implemented without any announcements. According to a report made by a Japanese media house, Nikkei, Capcom president Haruhiro Tsujimoto said game development costs have gone up a lot since the 2000s. Tsujimoto-san also stated the following. There is also a need to raise wages. Considering the fact that wages are raising in the industry as a whole, I think raising unit prices is a healthy option for business. This statement caused a lot of debate among the gaming community as Capcom managed to pull in massive profits over the years. So gamers raised the question of whether it is market inflation that is causing a rise in the prices of games. Uh, Leaving the backlash aside, market inflation has caused a lot of trouble for common people, professionals, and artists in general. Game developers face these issues and work hard to see an increase in their pay grade. Companies are trying hard to support their workers and continue running their businesses. So increased game prices aren't that big of a surprise in a recession period like this. Um, no comments. So what do you think about game prices possibly reaching $100 in just 3 years?
Yeah, it's too much right there, man. Like I love video games still to this day as a gamer since I was like 6 years old. I can remember, but at a certain age, certain time in my life where it's like if they start getting too expensive to collect the collections of things, like whether it's like artwork, whether it's bowling, whether it's activities like that, or bowling, or even games like that, I mean, games altogether. It's kind of like, can I continue collecting, or can I continue maintaining that collection?
Yep.
It's the point where it's like, where does it stop? In this increase in the prices, And I say that I would never spend a dime on entertainment ever again. Obviously, if it's like $100. I mean, look at entertainment like that of what's called the Dark Knight trilogy that was on sale for like 25, $30. Now it's like that $75 now
Oh wow.
on Amazon. Because it is a special artwork. It's like an
Oh,
art book.
well,
Because it's actually this.
I thought it was just a movie that was the movie trilogy that was that much. I was like, wow, I should have bought it 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, it's a special art book where it moves while you move your booklet around. Like, the one of those flashy things.
Yep.
Like it explodes and not explode, explodes not explode. And that's the artwork that I got for about $25. That same digitized or the same digital slash physical art book, whatever, now costs like $75 if you're lucky. So, it's good for me that I bought that copy. It's still good to this day. It's still a good condition, that copy. But that's just Batman, of course. So imagine games altogether. It goes rarer and rarer and rarer, like the games of Atari or Nintendo, Super Nintendo, even. Um, but obviously, we're well ahead of that. You and I, Triple J, on that factor. So, but games like of today's world, the current gen, current games coming out, Tekken 8, Baldur's Gate 3, it's like, we're lucky to afford it if we really want to. That is, if we sacrifice enough to get that game, it's already hard enough to get for $70. And there's like
Right.
80 to 100. So
Yeah. That's again, they make a good point. Obviously, games cost a lot more to make, but at the same time, it's not like these people. The one what developers and what publishers never bring up is they also have a way to make more money off games, whether it's being our subscription service, whether it's microtransactions, whether it's downloadable content. With the exception of downloadable content, these options didn't exist before to make
yeah,
money to make money off their games. Now you got microtransactions to the point where they're breaking gambling laws in some countries. Um, well, FIFA did anyway. Um,
mhm.
so I mean, it's like yeah, games cost more to make, but you also have more avenues to make money off them. And I mean, games costing over. If games cost $100, all I can say is, you know what? Any retro game, my budget for the most expensive retro for my retro games are going to be $111 per game now. But yeah, this is another reason. Not, I mean, because if you're going to pay $100, you're not going to want something digital.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. They want to go into this all digital future, so they want to give you less, but they want to charge you two-thirds more of what. No, when I was paying 40 to $60, I was getting a disc, a case, and a manual. Now you want to charge me almost the price of another game, and I get nothing, just some files on a hard drive that can be taken
Especially,
away at any time.
especially when it's DRM and the new voice code. That was just a pain in the ass in here lately.
Exactly. So yeah, no. They again, they're just. I mean, like I said, this is just between that and games going and this all digital future that we're headed towards. Just another reason to go back towards retro because get yourself $100. You can buy yourself um, a hand like half a dozen or even more games instead of just one.
Or I take a girl on a date for $100
Yeah.
easily. That would be better. That would be better experience in a video game sometimes.
Yeah. You might. I mean, I wouldn't go to movies, although movie theaters are dying. But yeah, you can go on date, go bowling. You know,
All for $100 if you're lucky. If you're lucky, if if it was a Tuesday night.
still,
Because
I mean,
Friday nights are very expensive, but Tuesday nights are perfect for dating.
uh, just reminds me of it. And Valentine's Day is also expensive.
Yes, that too. That's gonna be a hectic day, Valentine's Day, because the Tomb Raider trilogy coming out. Well, some other shit coming out, updates and stuff like that for other games coming out. So, you know, man, it's gonna be hectic that day, Valentine's Day 2024.
Well, no, I meant Valentine's Day is also expensive to go out.
Oh,
Because
I was referring to Valentine's Day 2024, but okay.
because it seems like restaurants and stores, raise prices. If you're buying something for Valentine's Day, you're gonna get charged 3 times what you normally would.
Especially with the last minute Valentine's Day offers.
Yeah. Anyway, ready to move on?
Yeah, let's move on. Cannot wait for the two-rated game to come out though in 2024 of Valentine's Day though. So
All right.